Exercises. Now we are going to look at some exercises which can develop the reading skills and the writing skills for an essay. The teachers may use these exercises in order to develop this understanding of how an essay is to be read or how the students need to write an essay. So the first exercise the teachers can do is a very simple one, and this can be done at all levels, starting from primary to secondary and higher level. This is called gap filling exercise. Traditionally, it is called fill in the blanks or complete the sentences. So any term can be used: fill in the blanks, complete the sentences, or gap filling exercises. Basically, these exercises are filling in the gaps between the communication that is being said in a sentence. So the students, when they do the gap filling exercise, or they fill in the blanks, or they complete the sentences, then they are actually forming sentences which carry some meaning. So in order to make the sentence meaningful, the students get into a habit of finding words and vocabulary to do that. In that way, they develop a skill of looking for vocabulary. So the teacher needs to provide this vocabulary as well. She can do it by providing it on the worksheet on which they are doing the gap filling exercises, or she can provide these words on the wall, on a chart paper, on the board, or on the screen if she is using multimedia. In any case, the resources which are provided by the teachers are very helpful, and it also saves the time for the teacher, because otherwise the students would not be able to complete the exercise because they are not able to find the words. So the better facilitator a teacher is, she becomes a better teacher and she becomes a better time manager. She can manage her time in beneficial ways instead of the students looking for words, wasting their time and not able to complete the exercise, because then that means that lesson is not going to go to its end, and even the time would be finished and the students would be still looking for the words. So that means the aim has not been achieved. In order to achieve the aim, the teacher needs to facilitate the lesson. The teacher needs to provide resources so that the students don't have to bother for thinking for words. Instead, they should have some bank of resources there where they can try to find and then analyze whether that word would be better to be used in a gap filling exercise. Also, it has to be taken into notice by the teachers that sometimes the students are informed that there is one word to be filled in. This instruction has to be very clear. If there is one word, then that means the teacher should tell the students that there is one gap in between there. Or in higher level students, they can put it at the end of the sentence in a bracket and say 1. So they can put the number 1 and then they can put it in a bracket at the end of the sentence, and then also tell the students that this bracket tells us how many words are required. In case in the gap filling exercise, 3 words are required. So at the end of the sentence, there would be a bracket carrying the number 3 in it, so that the students would know that there are 3 words required in here. The teacher should not let it to be the imagination of the student in the case of gap filling exercises. She has to be very specific in order to make the attempt of the students successful by giving the numbers. Rather, it is a good exercise to solve the first gap filling exercise and give it as an example, so that the students have one answer in front of them and they know how they are going to fill in the gaps in the rest of the sentences. Sometimes with the primary school children, the teacher needs to supervise the lesson while they are doing the gap filling exercise and see whether the students are able to put 1 word or 2 words as it is required.